about what happened this morning?
Absolutely. So right now, the Sarasota Police Department, along with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, together they are investigating an officer-involved shooting that happened near the area of Beneva and Fruitville on Tuesday morning. Sarasota police officers responded near the intersection of Fruitville and Beneva just after 10 a.m. this morning for a report of a robbery, and several minutes later shots were fired. Right now, the suspect is in stable condition. The officer is uninjured, and the way the investigation will work moving forward is the FDLE is taking the lead on the investigation of the officer-involved shooting, and the Sarasota Police Department will handle the investigation from the robbery. Per policy at the Sarasota Police Department, the officer that was involved in the shooting has been placed on paid administrative leave, as would be in any sort of officer-involved investigation.
Can you just, I know you can't go into a lot of detail, but can you talk about that call that led officers here?
I have very little details about the call that led officers here, but what I can tell you is it is a call of a robbery that was in the area of Fruitville and Beneva, and for unknown reasons at this point, the FDLE is investigating what caused that robbery call to escalate into an officer-involved shooting.
Knowing that the officer's okay, suspect's in stable condition, I mean, sometimes he's in very badly.
This is a call nobody ever wants to hear, shots being fired and an officer having to call that over the radio. It's a bad day when an officer has to use force, but again, this investigation is ongoing by the FDLE, and hopefully it'll come out exactly what happened. But again, the suspect is in stable condition, the officer is uninjured, and that's where we're at this point.
Did the officer arrived on the scene by themselves?
I don't know that information right now.
Just so we know, the urgent care isn't involved.
That's correct. The urgent care that's behind us is not involved in this investigation, as far as I know.
Which building is involved?
I'm sorry?
Which building is involved?
So it's my understanding that it started behind me near Fruitville and Beneva. I don't know if it was the Publix, I don't know if it was the McDonald's, but it was in that area. And then for unknown reasons, ended up over here on the other side of Fruitville.
There was a car chase?
I don't believe there was a car chase, but again, the officer-involved shooting investigation is done by FDLE, so unfortunately I can't answer a ton of questions about that.
You've got to have a big sigh of relief that your officer's okay. That's scary stuff.
It was a very scary call, hearing that come over the radio. But again, it's a bad day anytime an officer has to use force. But again, the FDLE, an outside agency, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, is going to do their due diligence and investigate this. And our officers and our detectives are going to work the robbery investigation to figure out what happened. And hopefully I'll be able to release more details on that later today.
Do you know what the injuries are to the person?
As far as the suspect goes, I'm not sure of what injuries he or she sustained, but I do know that they are in stable condition at Sarasota Memorial.
Is the suspect familiar to law enforcement by any chance?
I don't know that information, unfortunately.
Do we know who called 911?
I don't believe that. I don't know that at this point, but I do know that there were witnesses in the area.
On the weapon used by the suspect?
Unknown at this time, as far as if a weapon was used by the suspect. But again, that's part of the investigation that the FDLE will determine what happened.
What can we know about the officer? How many years of service?
I can find that out. I haven't had a chance to get back to headquarters, but I will try to find that out. I can tell you he is a veteran officer.
Do we have the mugshot of the guy? Or?
Not at this time. Okay? All right, everybody.